Most likely Donald Trump endorses J.D. Vance as heir apparent for 2028 presidential race. U.S. President Donald Trump has publicly signaled Vice President J.D. Vance as the most likely successor to carry forward the MAGA movement in the 2028 Republican race, marking his strongest endorsement yet. Well, I think most likely. In all fairness, he's the vice president, Trump was quoted as saying by Reuters when asked if Vance was the heir apparent. Trump also floated the idea of Secretary of State Marco Rubio joining future Republican ticket as Vance's partner. I think Marco is also somebody that maybe would get together with JD in some form, he added, suggesting a possible Vance-Rubio ticket for 2028. Since joining Trump's administration, Vance has taken a visible role as chief surrogate and diplomat, staunchly defending the administration's America First agenda. Trump had previously described Vance earlier in the year as very capable, but had stated it was too early to anoint a successor. This shift marks a clear escalation in Trump's public positioning of Vance as his political heir. In his post-election remarks in Florida, Trump had introduced Vance as Vice President-elect J.D. Vance and lauded both him and his Indian-American wife, Usha. He called Vance a feisty guy, saying he would go into the enemy camp media outlets and absolutely obliterate them. He also described Vance as remarkable. After taking office, Trump had praised Vance's performance in his Senate re-election and said he was a great senator and a very, very smart one, before joking that the only person smarter was his wife, Usha. He quipped that if succession rules allowed, he would have chosen her as vice president instead. Following Vance's Senate victory, Trump had celebrated his role in leading an economic recovery, commending his willingness to take on media and his commitment to traditional MAGA principles. He credited Vance as key to orchestrating economic leadership and messaging during an interview at the National Association of Black Journalists conference. Trump acknowledged he had always had great respect for Vance but downplayed the vice presidency's electoral importance, saying it had virtually no impact. However, he added, "You're voting for the president, you're voting for me," while still asserting that Vance was outstanding in every way. While campaigning for Vance's Senate bid, Trump had praised Vance as tough and the endorsement as deserved based on consistency and alignment with MAGA values. In an interview with CNBC on August 5, Trump stated he would probably not seek a third presidential term, noting, "No. Probably not. I'd like to run. I have the best poll numbers I've ever had," but added that he was unlikely to run again due both to constitutional prohibitions and practical considerations. Swipe left for next video. The 22nd Amendment prohibits anyone from being elected president more than twice. While Trump has previously joked about loopholes or non-consecutive term paths and even briefly promoted Trump 2028 merchandise, he reiterated in recent remarks that such scenarios remain unrealistic under existing law. With Trump signaling his retreat from future candidacy and naming Vance as the standard bearer, he appears to be orchestrating a planned transition that seeks to anchor MAGA. Latest blogs.